Today we're doing a quick weave install on one of my regulars. Instead of a trim, I gave her a haircut because it's been a while since she's seen me. So we're starting out with this blank cut, and then I'm going in to part her leave out. If you're new here, I typically use the comb method. If you don't know what that is, look through my shorts for that video. But after doing this for so long, it becomes second nature on parting enough hair for my clients. So I always start on one side and then I take it around to the other side, making sure that I have leave out that is even on both sides of her wefts. Another thing to consider is making sure the part is deep enough so that when you go to flat iron the hair over the tracks, it doesn't leave a hump. I say the part should go as deep as the top center of the client's head. And for my cosmetologists out there, the proper term is called the apex. So here I'm going in to braid down her leave out because I like everything to be neat when going in to braid the foundation. I don't want any clips to be in my way or any hair to be loose. Now we're going to prep my client for her foundation. When quick weaves are growing out or sliding back, they can be harsh on the edges. So I like to brush my client's edges forward and leave this part out. My first braid that I'm going to do is going to be small. I used to do big cornrows all around, but like I said, when quick weaves grow out, it tends to pull on the edges. So I would prefer the edges to be tightly secured. So once those two braids on the perimeter are made, then I will do big braids in the center of her head. After all, quick weaves are supposed to be quick, so you don't have to do really small cornrows throughout your client's entire head unless they have a lot of hair, and that's the only way that it'll get flat. There's also traditional routes like they used to do back in the day when the person would gel the person's hair down. But to me, that's a lot of gunk, a lot of mess, and some people don't like that feeling on their heads anymore. So we prefer this method.
Next, we're going to take a black stocking cap. I'm using it to push her braids up and then pull it all the way over her head. From here, you kind of want to make sure you separate the hair at the nape so it isn't being pulled or tugged on once we put the molding down. Once the cap is flat and those little strands are out of the way, you can cut the ears out. And this just helps the cap to lay flat behind the ears as well. For the mold, we're going to be using Salon Pro's Weave Wonder Wrap with an applicator brush. When going into this, I like to start off by placing the product along the part of my client's head and then using the brush to spread it down along the cornrows. Sometimes I put the product on the brush directly and then go in to place the product where I want it to be on my client's head, just to have more control so it doesn't drip onto my client's face. And so you kind of want to repeat this until the client's entire head is covered with the mold. From here, you're going to place your client under the dryer. Now the directions say for 15 minutes, but I like to do an extra 5 to 10 minutes just to make sure everything is dry. And you'll know the client's head is dry if it doesn't feel wet and it has like the papery sound. Once it's ready, I like to cut off the excess cap just so that it isn't in the way when we go to install the extensions. From here, we get into the easiest part, which is laying down those tracks, which is very easy. Throughout the installation, you're going to be measuring where you're going to lay that track, cutting it, applying the glue on the weft, and then placing it back in the area that you just measured. And this is repeated until you complete your client's entire head, but some people may have questions about which way do you lay the tracks, especially once you get towards the top, so we'll go through that. So my first rule of thumb is anything below the ears is going to go straight across. So you're going to watch me install these first couple of rows, and then I'll show you how that changes once we get above the ears. Okay, so now that the first few rows are in, we're going to start to lay these tracks, beginning by the leave out, coming down by the ear, and then going across the back and meeting it on the other side. And you'll still follow the same process of measuring out where the tracks are going to lay, cutting it, applying the glue, and then laying it right back where you measured it. For this specific client, she wanted the illusion of highlights. So what we did was add some blonde pieces in instead of actually going into color the hair, because honestly, it gives the same effect. So every few rows after doing black, I would do one line of blonde, go in with maybe like 3 more rows of black with blonde again. And then as I got closer to the top, I did majority black since her leave out was black, so it wouldn't be too off. The good thing about quick weaves is once you start to close it out, there isn't no specific pattern that you have to continue to follow. You kind of just lay those tracks until everything is closed in, and it'll still be flat. I can't say the same for a sew-in. You have to follow a specific strategic way to do it, but with quick weaves, you can be a little bit more free with it. So now that everything is in, I'm doing that last row, getting it real close to that leave out. And as you can see, I kind of over measured, so I'm going to have to cut that extra piece off. But now the installation part is complete. My client chose to go with curls for her final look, so I wanted to just go in and add a few layers so it can create some volume and movement. But y'all know when it comes to specific details about my techniques when it comes to layering and styling, that you have to take a step further and invest in any of my courses. Right now I have 2 courses out and I'm working on more. One is for my closure behind the hairline sew-in, and then a traditional middle part sew-in. In those courses, well, they're more like demos because I'm demonstrating the style, the technique, the braid down, how I install the cap, style, layer, etc. You will see everything. I'm not holding anything back. I'm showing you how I do everything to a T. All of my demos are just $35 currently, and you have access for an entire year. And the great thing about my software is that you do not need to have space on your phone. You don't have to download anything. It is a portal that you'll get to log into and view the course at your leisure. Another thing that I decided to add to make the course really worth it is my sew-in mastery guide. And in that guide, I just give you a little bit more education about who is eligible, like who will you determine qualifies to get a sew-in, because sometimes people want to know, like, do I have enough hair? My edges are broke off. What do I do in this case? So I answer those types of questions in that free guide. It'll also prepare you for questions your clients might have, like how to maintain their sew-ins, how long should they wear them, when should they come in for maintenance. So the guides and the demo really set you up for success if you're interested in adding this skill to your menu services. But other than that, I appreciate you guys for subscribing, showing up, viewing my stuff, leaving comments, and letting me know how much you really appreciate my videos. If this specific video has helped you today, let me know in the comments. And if you're new here, don't be afraid to subscribe, like, and go catch up on any other content that I have on my page. All right, y'all. Bye.